If you have been struggling to get sales from your design work or understanding what you really need to do to make money, I have the workshop for you. On September 23rd, I'm hosting my first ever Profitable Designer Workshop. This 1-day, 3-hour workshop is only $97, but I have a discount for all my podcast listeners. Go to carinagardnercourses.com/profit and put in the code podcast for $50 off. I can't wait to see you more profitable. Welcome to the Make and Design Podcast. I'm your host, Carina Gardner. On this podcast, we're unraveling the everyday joys and dilemmas of design, making, and business. For makers who want to be designers and for designers who are makers, this is your inside scoop to help you grow your business and bring more creativity to your life. If you have been wanting to become a designer, you should have become a designer like yesterday, which is what made me create this workshop series, because as a designer, you should be accelerating as fast as possible. The market has been changing so rapidly. There are so many things going on. We're always looking for trends. We're always trying to stay on top of things. That I felt really, really strongly that if you are someone who has been wanting to be a designer and you're not yet in my Design Suite program, that there's got to be another avenue for you to learn about accelerating as a designer. How do you become faster, quicker? How do you recognize the holes in your business? So I thought I'd talk to you about my 2022 workshop series. It was even a surprise for me that I decided to do this. I sat down in December and I really was evaluating the program for what was I doing to really help my Design Suite members become better designers as quickly as possible, help them start making money as quickly as possible, and really lead them along the path of becoming a good designer and hopefully eventually a great designer. You know, a year, you would think a year with me would be enough. But truth be told, being a designer is this lifelong process. It brings you money in for a lifetime. So of course, it's also ever evolving as a designer, how you make that money, how you produce different results, and how you grow in style as a designer. Those things just all change. And in December, as I was evaluating it, we made some changes to the program that got me really excited, but it also freed up a little bit of my time to design even more and to spend some time doing more trainings for my Design Suite members. And it brought me to this idea originally to do this Design Your 2022 workshop, which has already passed. So if you want to check it out or you want to somehow be a part of it, and I'll talk to you about that in a second, you can go to carinagardnercourses.com/designer workshop. Let me see if it's workshop or workshops. I'm going to check my computer for that. Workshop, no S on it. So designer workshop. So carinagardnercourses.com and then designer workshop. If you go to that, you can go see what I'm talking about. But I had built a workbook. This was for my Design Suite members. And I just thought, if we could have a guided workshop where I guided them through the process of creating real-time big dream goals and then planning out how to do it, what would their lives look like in the next year? How could I help them accomplish those big goals? And I got really excited about that because I knew if someone had done that with me, that I would be a stronger, better designer, and I would follow through and make the pivots I needed to do in my business to make sure that I was following through with the things that actually made me money, the things that actually made me a better designer, that things that actually grew my design business. So I got really excited about it, and I set it up. And when I set it up, I suddenly thought, oh my gosh, this is not enough, because we need to check in for the whole rest of the year to make sure we're staying on top of it. Now, in my Design Suite program, we have critiques every other week if you're an elite member. If you're in Mastermind, we have a once a month meet for mentorship. And then we have squad meetings, so that those are our groups that meet together, our networking groups of designers, so that you stay accountable and keep showing up and showing your stuff, okay? So all those things are super important, because the community that you have has information you don't have. And that was one of the things that really came out in December as I was reevaluating the program for 2022. And so I made the changes I thought were necessary, and then I added this workshop series. And I built it specifically for Design Suite members. But as my team and I were looking at it, we decided we were going to open it up to anyone who had been to a boot camp, anyone who was listening to the podcast, people who were on the newsletter list. We were going to open it up and allow other people to come join in and give them this sneak peek into our process in the Design Suite program, where you are getting more of this one-on-one help. You don't get that in the workshops. You get trainings in the workshops, but you could kind of see like just this glimpse into what really is happening in a program of this magnitude. It really is a program that I can't describe it just because I've never seen a program quite built like this for designers. It just really hasn't been built like this for designers. And so my Design Suite members, of course, got this for free. Like I was like, okay, my Design Suite Elite and Mastermind members, they're active, they're doing all the things. I want them to have this workshop series. I built it for them to make sure that they were staying on board and paying attention and checking out what was going on. So we opened it up. And we had lots of people sign up for the Design Year 2022. Lots of people sign up for the All Access Pass for the entire year. And I'm here just to tell you, if you are even considering becoming a designer and you're not part of the Design Suite program, this is a great way for you to check out what design is all about. So let me tell you, we have one coming up in February, and I'm going to pull up my schedule because I want to talk to you guys about it, because it's been pretty well mapped out at this point. There is a workbook with every single one of these workshops. So in February, we're going to talk about design money-making myths debunked. There are so many, it's ridiculous. What you think makes money does not make money. What you don't realize makes money is the thing that you should know about, because it could bring you in tons of income. So we're going to talk about some of those myths, debunks. It is so great because it's a way for me to give you information that we can't even do in the boot camps. In the boot camp, we are giving you strategy. We're telling you exactly what you need to do to make money, that framework. Are you following the framework? Are you doing the signature framework? And you've gotten everything done. It's 5 days of like intensive, really learning strategy. This is like next level up to it. Meeting every single month with us. If you can buy a single pass, so you can just come when you want, or you can buy the all access, which is just available through 2022, and then the whole thing goes away. But I set the whole thing up so that you'll see the first 6 months is all about mindset, things you should be doing, creating flow. That's our April. Hyper focusing on the actions that produce results. Really trainings that go in depth into strategy to really get you to the next level. And then the second half of the year is identifying the holes. We've had people come into the program who will be like, I'm making this much money, so they're doing pretty good. I have this many products. I'm doing the things you told me to do, Carina. Why haven't I made it yet? And I'm like, oh, but you missed this one piece of it, right? This is the hole missing here. This is the hole missing here. And this is why we haven't hit the next level. And they're like, oh, I didn't see those things, which is why I love Design Suite, because it allows me to really have a close look into people's businesses, because we can't see the holes in our own business. I know I can't. It's really hard to see the holes in our own business. So it's really amazing when you can have someone come in who's done it before and look and say, why can't you do this? What about this? What about this? Oh, maybe we need to take it to the next level by doing this, right? And so the last 6 months of the year, we're talking about June, how to identify the holes in your creative business. Okay, so kind of finding that checklist, becoming the best at what you know how to do, building confidence in selling your creative work. The age-old problem for designers, which is quantity versus quality. Oh my gosh, it's such a big issue. It's the thing that like kind of sometimes overwhelms people. Why your best is good enough, and repurposing and moving forward strategically. So those are most of the titles happening in the last 6 months of the year. So it's it's an incredible year. It's incredible if you can jump in now and get in on this, because especially if you want the all access pass, which is quite substantially cheaper than buying single passes to come to each of the workshops, because it will give you an idea and you'll have access to all the workbooks. So even if you missed January's, you can get it in the all access pass, and it will allow you to kind of see what you could really do with your year and kind of help you get going. Okay. I love it because it's a way for me to connect with you in another level, okay? And especially those of you who haven't come into Design Suite, who aren't ready for that next step, which is truly getting in and building that business. This will give you an overview of what is really possible. So you can check that out at carinagardnercourses.com/designer workshop, okay? Go check that out. I would love to see you at our next one. It's an amazing experience. All my Design Suite members are there. There's usually some amount of Q&A going on, me interacting with you to see what you are doing in the chat, workbooks with every single one so that you can kind of keep track of your own progress, right? I am all about journaling because it will help you get to the next level in a way that if you're just kind of thinking about it, it doesn't do it. Something about writing it down, this part of the reason I called Ink Club. I really think when we start writing things down and journaling them out, we figure out our next steps. It helps us process the information in our brain so that we can become more strategic as we are designing, as we're building these businesses, which is really, really exciting to me. I can't wait to see you in my next workshop, and I will talk to you soon. Hey, did you know that you can visit me at makeanddesign.com to learn more about this podcast and join my VIP group for weekly freebies? I can't wait to see you there.